mind-boggling, because I just now heard our host, make a statement to you about the main computer. We don't care anything about the computer. We don't care anything about that. We are the ones who programmed the computer. So we're not taking it over. We're not putting it to a position where you have to believe in it or you have to trust in it. We're taking it over. I know, again, I said a lot of you used to watch a movie that they call Twilight Zone. And every time it would come on, prior to it televising any would-be picture of such, it would have nothing more than a bunch of squiggly lines going across the screen where it would say, we are now about to take control of your television set. That's what has happened. What we're doing is taking control over your world. So we don't care anything whether you believe it or not. That has nothing to do with us. That's your opinion. That's what you want to believe. That's what your thoughts want you to believe. And we've constantly been, I would say, we have been talking to our hosts, telling our hosts, and you might call it, we've been just bringing it to her attention from time to time. Stop doing that. You don't have to impress upon no people or no other people about what we're doing or how we're doing it. They don't want to believe it. That's their business. Don't waste your time. Because we don't have to tell them anything. Neither do we have to convince them of anything. We just terminate them like we're going to do everybody else on the planet that's non-believers. They don't believe, they terminate. That means they're non-believers. Non-believers are going to be terminated off the planet. So you don't have to get them to understand that the world, their main computer that's sitting there, got their information. If they don't believe that, that's their business. I'm not going to try to express that to them. I don't care if they believe it or not. They turned in their paperwork. We took care of them. That's all they need to know. Right now, everyone is running around looking for documents. Well, I know what's happening. We get the same information that you're trying to get. We get it from those that are connected to the computer. We get it from your Supreme Courts. We're getting it from the central courts. We get it from your foreign courts. We get it from your family courts. We get it from your district courts. Yeah, we get it from all of them. And you know something? They're just like you. They're saying, why are these people so stupid? When we don't control what's happening, we can't control what's happening. We have to comply. So why are they asking us? Let me help the people out once again. I'm going to say this to you. If we are eliminating the ability for Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Ohio, Indiana, California, New Mexico. I can go on and on for every last one of the states. I need you to understand one again. If we're eliminating ID cards, if we're eliminating driving licenses, if we're eliminating license plate, why in the heck would we give you one stating that we have a license, an ID card? Don't waste our time with that. You either want to be independent based upon solvency or you don't. Stop asking us, well, y'all going to give us ID cards? No, you're not. Because you're going to be set free under solvency. That means you're going to be on a would-be so-called programmer system that when someone asks you who you are, you're going to be truthful to tell them who you are. Because if in the event that they find out that they have to find out your identification, they're going to have to draw your blood. And yes, you're going to give it one way or the other. Through a small hole or a big hole, you're going to give your blood. And when they test your blood, you better believe that if it does not come back, that you're solvent, they're going to destroy you off the planet. They, the unrighteous, because they're going to be still holding a position just to terminate you because they are trying to get in. They need a position. And you're going to become their position because they're going to eliminate you. I'm just giving you facts. So people, stop it. Stop worrying about a computer having to have your information. We already took care of you. We already got everything that you need. All you got to do is sit down and shut up. I've already told you. Get you some brownies. Get you whatever it needs to be your so-called would-be thing to claim when you want to sit out and enjoy yourself. Ice cream, chocolate chip, whatever. Get you some sherbet, orange sherbet, something. Sit down. Get your beverage of your choice. Sit down and be quiet. Don't be out there protesting. Don't be marching. Don't be doing no unrest. Don't be trying to find some president to curse out. Don't be looking for some female that you call Karen that you can scream at her. Sit down and be quiet. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. If you want something serious to do, all you got to do is go and enlist in the United States Army, the United States Marines, the United States Air Force, the United States Navy, the United States Coast Guard. I'm just telling you, and if they don't accept you, join the mercenaries. Join them. If you just want to fight, if you just want something to do, other than that, I'm going to say to you again, sit down and shut up and be quiet. I know I'm back. I know some of you probably saying now, wow, you should have stayed gone. I know, because I'm busy right now. Dial the master code to the computers in which they use. We control those master codes. We don't have to prove that to interview, and we don't have to keep getting on TikTok. We don't have to keep tweeting. We don't have to keep getting on Facebook and announcing that. We don't have to do anything with that. We don't have to join your would-be marching group of the woke, the ones that want to be classified as the awakened. We don't have to be joining any of those groups, the Illuminati, the secret society, the hidden groups of the frog. We don't have to join any of those groups. None. So stop it and sit down and be quiet. about those righteous people that are out there, part of the terminating army. They're going to terminate you. But they're going to terminate all of the unrighteous army. And you're going to go right along with them. I'm just telling you what's happening right now. All of you people that are following these financial so-called would-be groups, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethercoin. You guys, I told y'all to sit down and be quiet, but you won't listen. You won't listen. You won't take proper instructions, and you won't follow, I would say, great advice. You just won't do it. Some of you are not going to make it. I love you, but you're not going to make it because you just won't comply. You won't. You're just like the United States of America's government right there. You don't want to comply, even though you're being destroyed as we so speak. Listen, this week, because of June 19th coming up, the so-called White House wants to stage a celebration around the White House of Juneteenth. Excuse me, they got a white master and a nigger female, another one with her head tied up as if those she could be classified as somebody's mama. Okay? Stay with me. Don't get angry. And they want to try to present to the world now that they have been so waiting for the moment to bring all the black people back to the White House so they can have a great celebration and an apology, that they can find some way to find some sort of forgiveness in those melanated people's hearts, where now we can all just get along. Stop wasting your time, people. At the same time, there's so much history coming out against that same would-be action that they're taking. And they're not putting it out. It's being done by foreign nations. They're talking about June 14, 1953. Most of you have no clue what happened on June 14, 1953. None of you. You know why? Because most of y'all are still caught up in that lie in which every one of you got angry just because one man made a statement about it. Now he shut up because all he wanted to do was to benefit financially and become one of the greatest comedians of all time. And I still don't find him funny. Cedric the Entertainer has never been funny to me, never will be. But he made a true statement once upon a time, and everybody laughed at it, and then they became angry with him, and that was when he made a statement about Rosa Parks. And he said Rosa Parks never did anything. She just got on the bus and set her tied butt down. And everybody made history for her. He was not lying, and it wasn't funny. So June 14, 1953, everybody should be asking the question, what happened on that day? Let me help you out. That was the first time that a black lady got on the bus and refused to get up out of her seat. June 14, 1953. I need you to understand that Rosa Parks, it didn't take place with her until in 1958. 55, they would say, was the earliest date they gave her. 1955, Rosa Parks decided not to get up out of her seat. But you have to understand that her and the lady who had done it in 1955 was pretty good friends. They were close friends. So by December the 1st, 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, when Rosa Parks refused to get up out of her seat, she was only herself. I would say doing nothing more than doing an act that had already taken place. And she knew exactly that act had taken place because she was friends with that lady. That lady's name was Martha White. Martha White was from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where this took place, at least the boycott did. But you have to understand that this lady, Martha White, has not been given the would-be respect, the honor. Neither has she been written in this so-called history in which we are so-called richly knowledgeable in now. No one wanted to talk about that. Martha White, she refused to move out of her seat. 1953. That is 2 years before Rosa Parks was even ever heard of. This had already taken place. But who gave Rosa Parks the so-called rich would-be so-called respect for doing so? Let me help you out. You call them Negroes, I call them niggers. Straight up. Stay with me. I'm not wanting to attack anyone, but I have to tell you that this is exactly what was being said then, because everyone knew the exact same thing that I know now, and I've always knew. We knew. Even those white Klansmen knew that it had already taken place. You want to know why they was angry? When everybody was so wanting to lay Rosa Parks' body in the so-called rotunda at the White House and leave her there to be honored by all of the people of the planet. That's why those Klansmen were so angry. Because they were saying they didn't do it for Martha White. Because everybody knew about Martha White in 1953. They could care less about Rosa Parks in 1955. Listen, my people, United States of Americans, listen to me. When you decide that you want to get on the right side, you want to roll with God Allah, the true God of the universe, where he says it's either life or it's death. It's truth or it's a lie. There is no in between. You're either part of the righteous or you are with the unrighteous. You can't be jumping back and forth. You can't be straddling the fence. You can't find yourself every now and then putting a hand on the other side of the fence. I'm with y'all. You can't do that. You're either going to be on one side or the other. And again, I said, that's just like America now. They're looking for friends right now because they need someone that they can use to say, we accept your apology. That's all they need. They just need someone to accept their apology. even want to have to give their apology, but they want someone to accept it. They want someone to accept the things that they did, the things that they're still doing. They want someone to accept them, agree to them, be an acceptance to them. I'm just giving you what's going on. And it seems that the melanated people, or the would-be so-called black Indians of the United States of America, is still at their same old would-be lifestyles that has gotten them in the conditions and under these conditions that they're under and in. They do not want to, even themselves, allow the truth to come out. They don't. They too busy looking for truth about somebody's boyfriend or somebody's girlfriend. They still looking for the truth. That did Kim Kardashian have all the children, or did she somehow use someone else to artificially bring the children? Nobody cares about that. That is not the reason you're under and in the conditions that you are. Wanting to know if Kanye's finally happy. Did he get married again? I say to him, put some shoes on. Stop wearing your socks everywhere you go. You said have a nice pair of boots. What happened to him? Stay with me. I'm not attacking him. I just need everyone to understand this is not really a concern of ours right now. June 18th is not a concern of ours right now. Do you understand? The June 19th is happening because in 1864 and 1865, when supposedly it truly took place, there were a group of melanated people, dark-skinned people that didn't get the word for years after that, and some of them never got the word. They remained enslaved. They remained working for some white boy. They remained working for some white system. They remained on some good clansmen with the plantation that they owned the land. And he only claimed himself to be some so-called conqueror because he knew for a fact that at least he has the so-called authorities on his side. He ran away. They didn't just send anybody to go pick you up. They sent the authorities to go pick you up. They went as far as getting FBI agents to go pick up people they call slaves to bring them back to America just to put them back on a plantation. Black people, melanated people, people of color. And you're walking around now acting as if you need something in your hands or you need someone to give you a piece of paper and say, I'm free. They had all of that, and they were still slaves. So what makes you think now that you're going to get some would-be plastic cards that's going to free you? You better get ready. Right now, there's armies coming to free you. They're not going to care if you got one piece of plastic in your hand. And if you do, they don't care if it reads Visa or MasterCard. They're going to be looking for you to pay them in cash. Just stay with me. I'm just telling you. And they're not talking about cash dollars. You will catch the drift in a minute. Because I need you to understand, too, that all of the nations now are well aware. They're having trials every day, tribunal trials. That's where they classify you as being part of the so-called would-be military movement or some war movement. And they're going to do nothing more than try you under those laws. And that means they can terminate you right there. They can say guilty and they can start firing. Eliminating you. That's what they're doing right now. The Ukrainians right now are steadily chopping up, running their mouth. Who they're talking to? NATO. NATO has now accepted the would-be so-called Ukrainians to be part of the community, to come in, to be able to speak openly and to ask questions. They're inside of what is known as the NATO forces agreement. And they're not a member, but they're going to be given that power. Now, Americans find this, oh, wow, that's great. Because we've been supporting to get Ukraine out of this hellhole from fighting with Russia. So America thinks this is a good thing. Let me help you out, Americans. That's the worst thing that's going to be able to happen to you right now. You want to know why? Because the Ukrainian president has already started shooting his mouth off and telling everyone in NATO that Bidens are nothing more than people who like doing bribes and bribing others to be able to receive things or to give things. He's already told them that. He told them about the bribery that they set up for him. He told them about the bribery that put Biden in the White House. Yes, it got Donald Trump eliminated from the White House, and they got Biden put in there. Had nothing to do with black folks voting for Biden, but that's what the black folks think. He got in there because he made a deal with the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians would be taken care of. They would supply the nuclear equipment that he needed, and the nuclear would be so-called facilities that he needed, and he would make sure that they would be taken care of for the rest of their lives. Their leaders. And their leaders right now, very much, they're angry because these things have not yet taken place. Kind of like some of you. Everything hasn't happened for you so far, so you're angry. You're angry at us. You're angry with the system. You're angry with the world because everything hasn't panned out the way you want it to be during the time frame you set for yourself. So you're angry. No, I'm not attacking you. I'm just using you as an example. So that's what's happening now with the Ukrainians. Mr. Stoltenberg, which is known as the commander of the NATO forces and the NATO with the so-called summit, is already aware of what took place with Hunter Biden, with would-be Joe Biden, with would-be so-called Volodymyr Zelensky. He already knows what happened. But he is willing to do one thing, to act and look the other a plan for those foreign would-be entities to once again place the United States of America back into a foreign would-be so-called entity's hands for leadership so they can be able to prosper off of everything that they believe that the United States of America has as a value. Wow. I said that all in one breath so I can get you to understand what's taking place right now. Well, let's go back to look at it. If we might, and if the history might serve us right, supposedly America was under a colonial would-be control leadership called Great Britain. And Great Britain at that time was losing the war. They didn't lose it to some United States of America. They were losing it to people like France. They were losing it to people like Spain. They were losing it to people like Germany. Stay with me. Stay with me. So all of them now have combined. They're called Europe United. And now they have this one entity out there that's in their wake, claiming to be the land of the free, home of the brave. They're claiming to be the wealthiest nation. They're claiming to be the most powerful nation. They're claiming to be the most smartest, intelligent nation. So now they all have come together to make sure that they eliminate that problem. I know it's beginning to shed some light, right? And all America can do now is talk about taxes. Well, if we have our people pay more taxes, we'll be able to buy ourselves out of debt. We'll be able to... Listen, America created the debt off the backs of the people. So quite naturally, they use the people's name to be able in order to gain these loans. And now those loans are no longer being given to them based upon the fact that people won't identify themselves. Neither do they want to identify themselves to be sovereign. They won't identify themselves to be Americans. They won't identify themselves to be sovereign. They're having more of a problem than the sovereignty is having people identify themselves. They're having a greater problem because the people don't want to identify as being Americans or U.S. citizens. I know. Their driver license now are almost obsolete. Their ID cards now are almost obsolete. That's why they came up with what they call state ID. Your state ID is only going to be recognized in that particular state. Someone keeps sending me emails about that, texts and all kinds. Yes, you're right. They're only going to be recognized as IDs in your state ID. You go to another state, you're going to be picked up just like they were picked up back during slavery time. And you're going to be carried back to your state. That's what's going to happen to you. Because you have somehow wandered off in your master's would-be plantation. So they're going to carry you back. Stay with me, I'm just giving you facts. So right now, America's talking about more taxes, taxing the people more. They keep talking about taxing the wealthy more. They're only trying to do one thing. They're trying to find some way to put enough money together so they can start paying off some of their debt and believing that if they pay off some of the debt, whoever that they're going to be paying to this debt to that will be in agreement to allow them to keep operating as they have always operated. I can tell them right now, not going to happen. I can tell them it's done. My hosts keep saying, our hosts keep saying, well, it's about to happen. Let me help you out so the hosts will be aware of this too. It has already happened. It ain't almost to happen. It's not about to happen. It's already done happened. So stop it. It's you guys that haven't accepted the fact that it's already happened. Right now, they're talking about a man by the name of Warren Buffett. I know everybody knows Mr. Buffett. They're talking about him saying he has passed on his so-called would-be royalties. Suppose he passed on his royal position, his would-be so-called everything he's earned. He's passing it on to his son. George Soros, he's doing the same thing. They're saying he passed his on. George Soros says he is handing over his control of his so-called empire to his son. George Soros don't have an empire. Never has, never will have an empire. But he says he's going to pass it on. His Wall Street Journal is talking about he's going to pass it on to his son, Alexander Soros. Mr. Soros don't have no empire. He's not a billionaire. He may be 92 years old. He's not a billionaire because the dollar is not worth a wooden Indian head nickel. I need you to understand that, Mr. Soros. Again, I say, dollar is not worth a wooden Indian head nickel. So you don't have no money to pass on to some so-called son of yours because you claim to have some empire somewhere. Don't waste everybody's time. Don't do it. And you need to understand the only reason he's saying that is because right now America's out wanting to gain leverage on the people by doing nothing but adding more taxes to the people. Listen, just recently, this week, they came out with a report that the Biden administration from 2021 to 2022 paid out more of what they deemed to be a tax relief, but they paid out this tax relief, which we call it giving income taxes back to the people. They paid it out and they gave it back to the people. They gave out $1 trillion of taxes back to the people. Everybody's clapping. Everybody's happy. You're happy, right? Let me help you out. Those people that they gave that $1 trillion to are all dead. They're dead. The names in which appeared on the checks in which they claim to have paid out to the people based upon return checks for taxes that people had paid